So hey everybody, HellsOnlyDynasty here, and the game you're currently looking at is called Shadowrun. This game was released in 1993 for the Super Nintendo, and it's based off the pen and paper RPG that was released in 1989 of the same name. Basically, the plot and setting of this game is pretty simple. It's set in 2050. You play as a Shadowrunner named, I believe his name is Jake. Yes, Jake. Jake Armageddon. And you basically are shot in the back of the head, or not in the back of the head, but you're shot by a hitman and you barely survive, and you have amnesia. You go through the whole game trying to figure out basically who you are. Now, as you can see by the graphics here, they tried to go for, at least for the Super Nintendo, a more realistic look to graphics. I have to say, for 1993 and the Super Nintendo, this is actually really good graphics. Basically, you move around in a more sandbox, or at least for Super Nintendo sandbox type way. You have, I think, 8 dimensions to walk around in. And to open doors and such, you use a point and click type thing. Your finger will come up, you'll press the B button, this hand will come up, you press B button again, you'll go into a dialog box. Then you can press talk, open, whatever it says. You can also use the shoulder buttons on the controller to do a lot of the commands, such as open or examine. They're normally set to be R or L buttons. I will show you what the battle system in this game is later because I can't right now. But basically, like I said, you have all 8 dimensions to walk in, and basically, like I said, yeah, it's a cool game. This is what happens when you talk to people. You go into this kind of a face-to-face type menu. You have exit talk and ask about. If you guys remember about the in Final Fantasy II, where you had to remember quotes and stuff. Well, this kind of derives from this because you can ask them questions about specific text that you already have. Like I can ask about the hitmen, I can ask about firearms, stuff like that. But yeah, so it's not like only important characters have this. Every single person you will talk to, for example, if I can get this guy's attention, every single person you talk to has this. As you can see. I mean, a lot of people will share the same picture, but yes, a lot of people have this feature, and you talk to them, you can ask them all questions. Like most RPGs, not a lot of them have anything interesting to say, like that guy kept saying the same thing over and over again. But then you have this guy, who I'll talk to him, and I'll ask him about firearms. He says, I gave at the office. Like I'll go talk to this guy, see if he has anything interesting to say. So like I ask him about firearms, and he tells me where I can buy them. So I now know where I can buy firearms. So some people will say stuff useful, kind of like in your normal RPGs. Some people will say stuff useful, some people won't. But so like I said, you go through the game, you can walk any dimensions. Something like you go in here. Doors. Like I said, see, examine would be L and R would be open. I mean, honestly, I think this game was very well designed, very well programmed. I mean, you walk fluidly. I mean, it gets annoying having to examine every door, having to press B and then B again and then L or R. It gets a little annoying, but you get used to it over time. It just becomes second nature. Now, I know I'm not showing all the game because I don't like to spoil, but I have played through a decent amount of this game. And honestly, I can tell you the story is pretty good, but I'm not going to spoil anything because, like I said, I don't like doing spoiler reviews. But yeah, Shadowrun is, like I said, a really good game. Yeah, see, moving stuff. Another thing about the game is, as you can see right there, there's a guy shooting at you. Throughout the game, there's going to be these hitman guys. Just some will be hidden, some won't be throughout the whole game that are trying to kill you. And if you notice that red bar on the top went down, that's your health bar. When that hits 0, you pretty much die. Another thing I want to touch on is the music. I think the music is fucking great. I mean, it does sound a bit like Sega Genesis music, especially with the bass in the background if you can hear it. But I love the music in this game. It's perfect and the music fits the mood. But as you can see, you can mistake in things like the key down there. And when I first played this game, I actually thought that was his hand, honestly, because of the graphics. But then you find out it's the key. And like I said, there's many people in this game that are trying to kill you since you kind of have a bounty on your head. So look, you walk and you try to talk this game and he realizes it's you, so he's gonna kill you. Gotta get out there quick. Now this isn't. I started a new file like you saw in the beginning, but I will go to one of my files if I could show you, so I can show you guys the fucking God. So I can show you guys the battle system, because the battle system in this game is it's free roaming. It's so let's restart this. Here we go. But it's free flowing. It's an action RPG, so of course you don't go into a separate battle screen to do all your battles. So let's go to start save game. And also, when you equip new items, you can actually some of them will show, like for example, I have glasses equipped there and it shows. See, so you'll pull out your gun. You'll press the A button to pull out your gun. I believe it's the A button to pull out your gun and shoot. And hopefully I can show an example of a fight. And then when you shoot, you'll get crosshairs and stuff. You have unlimited bullets, if I remember correctly. Let's just talk to this guy randomly. So, yeah, so here's an example of a battle. You crosshair, you fire. Some spots will be a sweet spot where you'll do a lot of damage, and some won't, I guess. But yeah, I gotta say, Shadowrun is a good game. I know this wasn't a really in-depth review, but well, that's just how I roll. So overall, I give Shadowrun an 8.1 out of 10. It's a good RPG. You could probably pick it up for about $14 on eBay. And other than that, HellsOnlyDynasty V1 signing out.